I had a very interesting day yesterday. The day before yesterday, I went out to get pandanus to learn how to make mats, and we gathered pandanus, a couple old women and I, took it and then went home and stripped the prickles off. Get pretty cut up getting it because it's kind of prickly. Rolled it, and now it's drying, and then maybe next week this woman will teach me how to make mats. She's supposed to be the best weaver on the island, so I should be learning how to do this. She said the next day she was going up to her farm, and that if I wanted to come, I could come. So I went. Greg didn't want to go. I went along with a man, a neighbor. He drove his Jeep, and another woman. And we were going to get betel nut, because Thursday's UN Day. You may remember our slides from last year, and they were getting betel nut for UN Day. So we drove the Jeep, quickly got off the main road, and it would be like driving through fields, I guess, to you. Just no real road at all. In fact, we lost it 2 or 3 times, the path or whatever we were on. And then we got to the bottom of the mountain, pretty bamboo field, and started climbing up a path again that they could tell, but I couldn't, and ended up at the farm, which here again I didn't know it was a farm. It just looked like just the rest of the forest to me. A lot of banana trees, orange trees, taro, various things. It was interesting what we gathered. We gathered some cacao to make cocoa, and my neighbor's going to teach me how to make cocoa. It's kind of a long yellow reddish plant, fruit. There were coffee beans, but they weren't ready yet. Lots of bananas, lots of taro. The bananas, you pick off the tree green and then you let them ripen at home. The taro, you dig the taro plant up, which has large green leaves, take the root, which is kind of like a potato, and then replant the plant. And it kind of tastes like a potato, but doesn't have as much flavor. What else did we get? We got lots of betel nut. One of the women tied her feet together and climbed the betel nut tree, which is very high, in some cases higher than coconut trees, and chops down the betel nut, which goes around the leafy part. And then you cut the nuts off, and then we also gathered the leaves that you need to chew the betel nut with. And you wrap this with a little bit of lime, and then you chew it, and it makes you kind of dizzy, kind of has a little narcotic effect, I think. Anyway, everyone here chews betel nut, so we were getting betel nut. We got about 4 sacks full of betel nut, which is quite a bit. Let's see, that we also got a lot of oranges. The oranges here don't turn orange, they're just green. They're ripe, but they're green. And of course sometimes they aren't. And lemons. And these really taste good, right off the tree. Very, particularly when you've been walking a lot. It was quite cool because it was shady and damp. We also got some snails for me to work on some more necklaces. They'll help me gather shells for that. And we really had a good day. Sat around and talked, and had a good time. This is where my tomorrow improves, when you're learning things as you go along and people point things out to you. So we stayed up there quite a while. Came home about 4 o'clock. Some interesting things, questions that show a difference in attitude. They asked if when they were when we were splitting everything up, when you finish something like this, everyone gets their share. And I really didn't want my share of betel nut. I haven't really taken to chewing it too much, and I told them that I really just one little thing of it would be fine. And they said, oh, you better take some, otherwise your husband will be mad because you've been gone all day and you haven't, got anything to show for it. And so I ended up taking some oranges and things, but they're very concerned that Greg would be very mad at me because, not Greg, but my husband, would be mad because I didn't come home with something. And then driving back down, they asked if Greg would, my husband would hit me because I was late. And, the other women said that their husbands, might beat them because they were late. And it's a completely different role for a woman in these things. point some of this out.